je pourrais te demander un service sur ta batterie EcoFlow.
Mhm.
Même pas les cheveux faits.
Mais si. Ah, tu parles de moi?
Non, moi, ça me prendrait une tondeuse à
Tu t'appelles comment?
Mathieu DU MOULIN.
Enchanté, Mathieu.
Enchanté.
Et tu viens d'où?
Je viens du Québec.
Ah,
Là, présentement, je suis en van life en Espagne. Puis mon but, c'est de faire un tour du monde avec ma voiture.
très bien. Et tu as déjà fait l'Amérique du Nord?
2
Non.
fois.
Très bien. Ok, ça suffit pour l'introduction. C'est quoi pour toi l'esprit?
L'esprit,
Ouais, l'esprit humain.
ben, ton corps, c'est comme une enveloppe, c'est comme ta voiture. Puis ton esprit, ben, c'est ce qui habite ton corps.
Ok. Et c'est quoi le rapport avec le cerveau?
Ben, ils sont étroitement liés, ils se parlent, mais le cerveau, il va comme plus vivre avec ses 5 sens qu'on a là, l'esprit aussi. Mais l'esprit peut avoir à ressentir d'autres choses que les 5 sens qu'on a.
Ok. Du coup, le cerveau, c'est pour les cinq sens, c'est ça?
En premier, moi.
En
Je te
premier.
dirais que c'est plus comme ça, je le sens.
Ok. Très bien. Et dis-moi, comment on apprend des choses sur le monde? Genre, je veux dire, quel est le rôle des sciences dans nos connaissances du monde?
Hmm. Ben, j'essaie de comprendre un peu ta question. Quel est le
Est-ce
rôle
que,
des sciences dans notre monde?
oui, est-ce que toi,
Expliquer des choses qui sont, tu sais, comme si tu fais juste regarder avec tes yeux, une couple de secondes, tu seras pas capable de voir, de comprendre tout de suite, mais en faisant des sciences, en ayant des procédés, des microscopes, puis tout ça, ben, tu vas être capable de pouvoir faire comme des schémas, puis ta compréhension va augmenter. Puis avec tout ça, ben, on est capable de comprendre un peu plus le monde que juste avec nos 5 sens, juste en regardant.
uh-huh. Est-ce que toi, tu fais confiance aux scientifiques?
Oui, la plupart du temps, oui.
Ouais.
Ouais, ouais.
Est-ce qu'il y a quelque chose où les scientifiques disent quelque chose et t'es pas d'accord?
À date, c'est très rare que ça arrive.
Ok.
Parce que je peux pas, j'ai rien pour les contredire à part peut-être un autre scientifique. Si tu as plusieurs scientifiques qui en contredisent un, c'est sûr que je vais pas baser ma vérité sur celui-là. Je vais dire, regarde, il a
Oui,
sûrement tort.
oui.
Mais en même temps, je vais écouter ce qu'il a à dire, puis je vais quand même faire ma propre idée. Mais
Et comment ça, tu vas faire ta propre idée? Genre, tu vas regarder quoi pour faire ta propre idée?
tu sais, comment quand on se fait une opinion de quelqu'un ou de quelque chose, ben on se fie à notre bassin de connaissances. Puis avec ça, on fait oui, non, peut-être. Puis grâce à ça, ben je vais peut-être plus me dire, OK, il y a peut-être tort, mais sur d'autres affaires, je suis sûr qu'il a raison. Puis on lui a pas donné raison sur ça. Donc je vais faire comme, OK, Et la première personne qu'on rencontre, c'est soi-même. Je pense que oui, parce qu'on fait face à nos peurs, on fait face à plein de choses qu'on n'est pas habitué, puis souvent tout seul. Mais là, ça revient à ce que je disais, c'est que l'esprit, dans un moment donné, tu te rends compte, tu peux comme l'évaluer avec ton cerveau, comment ton esprit y pense un peu. Puis là, tu commences à te découvrir, puis tu te rends compte que
Uh-huh.
ton cerveau, c'est ton cerveau, ton esprit, c'est ton esprit. Mais c'est un travail de longue haleine, hein? Ça se fait pas
Oui,
tout seul, là. Ça se fait
oui,
pas très rapidement. Mais c'est des bonnes choses à approfondir, je pense, en tant qu'être humain. C'est d'avoir d'apprendre à se découvrir. Toi,
oui,
dans le fond, la discussion, ce que tu veux t'en venir, c'est d'apprendre un peu qui on est, comment on fonctionne, puis
oui,
l'esprit. Donc, je pense qu'on peut le découvrir un peu en van life, ça.
oui. Très bien. Merci beaucoup, Mathieu.
Ça fait plaisir, Ellis.
Et voilà, c'est ça l'interview. All right, so we're going to be looking this way. All right, so what are your names?
My name is Karla. My name is Mylena.
And where are you guys from?
Germany. Germany.
Very good. And you're going into university next year?
This year.
Probably.
This year,
Yeah.
right? Because one of you keeps saying, oh no, you say you grad. I don't know. There was some confusion. Okay, very good. What is the soul? Is that a hard question?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
A really deep question.
Can you
Yes.
tell me? Can you tell me where the soul is?
Wow. I would say the soul is either way in your heart or your mind.
Okay.
I would say. That's the
Okay.
first
And where's
thing.
the mind?
Oh. The mind is in your
Yeah.
head.
The mind is in your head.
Yes. I would say.
There's a
mind is in
brain in there as well.
Not that.
Okay, so the mind and the brain are both in the head,
Yes. I would say
and are they sharing the head or what? What's going on?
Mm,
Are they different things? That's my question.
I think sometimes the mind controls your head.
Yes. I would say your mind controls your brain.
The mind controls the
Yes.
brain.
I mean,
Okay, so for every other species in the world, the brain is a biochemical system that is triggered by external stimuli and internal events such as the stomach and all the other communication. But humans are special. We have a mind that, what is it like made of magic dust? Or what would you say it's made of?
Wow.
Energy?
I would say
Energy. Okay, so
Probably
then there's
energy,
this
yeah.
so there's this like magical energy in the skull, and it's like going, hey, neuron, fire. Hey, this neuron, fire. Is that what you're imagining?
Yeah.
And why?
That's a good question. Why?
Why can't it just be that you're a brain, that you're a bunch of neurons? Does that feel too uncomfortable?
Yeah, I think because humans are emotional because of all the emotions, and
Yeah.
I think our brain and
Do you know anything about the brain and emotions? Do you know about the limbic system, the amygdala?
No, not really.
Okay.
Not really.
So
no.
we've understood for about like maybe over a century all the different emotional structures in the brain.
Mhm.
So do you still need a magical energy source for the emotions? And then also my second question would be, how does this magical energy source create emotions? And then my third question is, why? Why do we have to believe in this stuff? Why can't it just be, how does the brain create this? Why do we
I-
have to add this other element?
I think that your experiences in life and what you go through in life just form your mind somehow, and then your mind controls your brain,
Yeah.
and then you act like that, and you think things
Yeah.
that I don't know, you can't even control because it just formed up
Yeah, but
through your life.
Can't we just cut out the middleman? We just say your experiences change the way that your neurons interact, which is what affects your behavior, which is what produces your behavior. I know it feels gross, but
Yeah.
can you humor me and imagine what if there's no ghost in the machine?
Yeah, I see what you mean, and I think because it's normal, it's a logical reason, the brain and how everything works, and that's why we go along with it, everyone, and says, yeah, it's logical. That's why it happens. That's why we feel that, and
No, nobody goes along with it. Everybody believes in a
Nobody.
magical soul in addition to the brain. I've never met a human that is, even she, when I interviewed her, she said, okay, we are brains. 2 weeks later, she said, no, we are also souls. I've never met anyone that's like, yeah, no, I am a biological system. I've never met anyone with the humility to say I'm not an angel who's occupying this biological body, that I literally am just cells?
I think your brain is what you get when you're born. You have your brain, and
Yeah.
that's how your body works. And your soul is created throughout your whole life. So we're
Yeah.
somewhere
Mhm.
20, both 20 around, and we do have a soul, but it's not completed in any kind of way. It takes a long time till you get your soul to be full.
Yeah.
And
Wait, could we just remove soul from the conversation? Because
Okay.
we already know how all this happens with the brain. The brain, it doesn't stop developing when you're born. You
Yeah,
don't have
yeah.
a brain that only controls your body, and then there's a soul that develops. For instance, it doesn't even finish developing. You guys won't even finish for another 6 years
Yeah.
developing the brain.
Yeah.
So is it possible to remove the question of the soul from the discussion? And can we imagine that we are not angels, that we are biological human animals,
I
that we are of this earth?
It's hard to remember because it's hard to I don't know. It's also when you struggle with your mind, it just shows that it's so hard to shut your mind off.
Okay.
That it's just so present,
Yeah.
and you can't remove it from your thoughts and your brain, and you can't just, I don't know, let it work for your body, because your mind always has a loud voice.
I think if we didn't have that, the mind, everyone would act the same.
Yes,
Yeah,
No.
that's true.
like almost the same, because
Have you read research about the soul?
no, not the soul.
Have you read a lot of cardiologists explain how emotions are produced in the heart? Have you ever had an emotional problem and gone and seen a cardiologist and said, hey, you study the heart, so you must know a lot about emotions and all that, right?
Only psychologists.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay. So maybe the
psychologists.
emotions aren't here then. We
I-
feel them here, but maybe
Yeah,
they're...
right. I think we feel them here, but they're not completely from the heart. They're all just from the mind.
Yeah,
I
okay.
did read a
They are.
book about the mind,
Yeah?
and
Based on neuroscience research?
no,
Ah,
sorry,
okay.
just
So just based on someone being like, "Oh, I'm energy and I think about things and this is how I can change my mind and grow and fulfill my potential."
kind of.
Okay.
Kind of. But there was one sentence that really stuck with me. I have to get it together again. It was that your thoughts are not reality at all. Like, they happen, but they're not reality. Yet it is through your thoughts that you have that your reality is created.
Eckhart Tolle?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't remember who
Okay.
said it. But that's what stuck with me, because it all made sense that my reality and how I live, how I pursue things, how I see things, is just because I'm thinking about it. But if something happened, like I break my leg, and yes, it hurts because it's the reaction of my body, but it only gets worse because I think about it. Okay, my leg is broken, it hurts, I need to go to the hospital, and that makes it worse. I think your mind is what controls everything, actually.
Okay. Yeah.
It
Okay.
makes sense in some way.
Makes things worse. Just
Yes,
they are painful, but the mind makes it worse.
makes it worse. If
Yes.
you could shut off your mind, it would make a lot of things easier, but also worse. So I think the mind is a gift, but also yeah, it's now I'm missing the words.
It's hard to have and
Yeah.
to handle.
Yeah, you need to
Okay.
learn how to handle it.
Yes.
That's
Well,
it.
that's the thing. If you want to learn how to handle the mind, do you like science? Does science, like, do you think it's useful? Do you think that research is useful?
Research, like
Oh my gosh.
biological,
What?
biological, or like
Just
physics and
what is
chemical?
science? You know what science is? Can you tell me what science is?
Like science about the head and heart.
Just what is science in general?
Okay, science in general is about things that can be proven.
Yeah,
No.
researching how things work.
There we go.
Okay.
Researching how the world works by looking at it and studying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no limitation, but it has to be
Mhm.
provable or whatever.
Mhm.
In fact, proof is a bad word in science. We can
Okay.
never prove something 100%. Okay, so science is about figuring out how things work.
Mhm.
So scientists have been trying to figure out how the mind works, and they figured out a lot. And they figured out that the mind is the brain.
Mhm.
Mhm.
No.
But you say no.
Mm,
No, I would say the mind is the brain.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
that
So
was
it's not that the mind that controls the brain. The mind is just another word for the brain.
right.
Okay.
Yeah,
yes.
they're basically the same things.
Yeah.
Mind and brain.
Okay.
I would say that was
Okay, good.
yeah.
Okay. So last thing, just I recommend, I asked you guys last night about cognitive biases.
Yeah.
These are the errors of the mind
Okay.
that we make every day. And we often believe in our own interpretations, but we've made a bunch of errors to get to those interpretations. And if you don't learn the errors, you won't be able to notice them.
Mhm.
So cognitive bias,
Okay.
I want you to look that up.
All right.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Gonna
All right,
look it
thank you
up,
so
guys.
much.
Thank you.
Thank
Alright.
you.
Okay.
All right, how